Should you rent or should you buy? This is an age-old question that contractors have faced for many years. This question can extend to every single device, tool, or piece of equipment on your construction job site or within your company. And this can include drones, tablets, bulldozers, robots, cranes, you name it, and the list goes on. I think the answer is unique for each and every firm. But before making that rent versus own decision, you might want to consider 3 key points that I've come up with for you today. Number 1, determine your needs. That's very important. What is the length of the project? The type of a job will determine how long you need a certain piece of equipment. If it's a long-term project, you might consider purchasing it for sure. But do you need someone else to handle the maintenance, let's say service, repairs, even insurance? Should you consider renting and outsourcing all of those tasks? That's something you want to take under consideration. Will it be more cost-effective in the long run? Either way, the first step is to determine your needs. Next on my list, and number 2, you might want to do a cost analysis. So this is perhaps one of the most important steps alongside of that needs assessment we just talked about. The industry has experienced a rise in the cost of tools and equipment on the job site, and this is often the result of technology that is being embedded in just about everything imaginable that we talk about on the show. And there are a number of great advantages to all this embedded technology, but as also with that, there's a cost as well. So we're also seeing new emerging technologies such as drones and bricklaying machines and even exoskeletons, as we talk about, coming to the job site. Candidly, many of these have hefty price tags. But the good news is that many of the makers of these solutions are offering you the option to rent instead of buy. But this can give contractors exposure to new technology on a new piece of equipment and the ability to determine an ROI for them. This trend just might drive the rental market in the future, especially with telematics and excavators and other equipment. So let me give you my third piece and final piece of advice here is to consult an expert. Because technology is rapidly becoming obsolete, there are many things I want you to consider. With a lease, now think about this, you might pass the financial burden of this obsolescence that I mentioned on to the leasing company because you pay nothing up front. On the other hand, while you might help with the cash flow, ultimately you pay more over the length of the lease instead of purchasing. What works best for your company requires careful consideration, and this is where an expert comes in, or talking with someone who has rented the equipment previously might have a good idea. Here you can get real-world experience from someone who knows how renting works for them or what they've learned. With renting, at the very least, you can test the system out for yourself before you decide to go all the way and buy it. Also, I suggest reading case studies. Take advantage of the rent versus buy calculators. That's another idea. There are also many resources out there that can help you make this decision. Today, there's a great uptick in the rental market. This is also because of, as I mentioned, all of this emerging technology. So making the choice to rent versus buy requires careful consideration based on your specific needs. But you need to think about it and do a lot of research. So that's your Learn It for today.